Appreciate you. Awesome. We're recording. Cool. We're going to jump right into this, guys. And I'm going to be transparent and honest right from the beginning. This conversation, the topic that we're talking about today is called the mental game, right? The mental game. And I think in the month of December, I wish this was one of the first trainings that we did, not only just for the Building Your Empire series, but just a December 1st or even end of November topic, because the mental game is something that's so important, especially in the game of December, right? We always call it the game of December. December is the month that most people don't do anything, and it holds them back from the success that they're able to achieve in quarter one. We all know quarter one is the highest acquisition of new network marketers in the industry. Quarter four is the highest acquisition of customers. And what you do in quarter four is a direct reflection of what you're going to achieve in quarter one. So we've been working on 2021 now for a couple months, and I'm really excited about this chapter. I'm recording. You guys know if I'm recording, I'm excited about it. Took a lot of notes, really spent some time on here. And yes, in the chat, games on games on games. We're just playing a bunch of board games here. But, I'm excited for this call because I want to be honest and transparent. I'm tired. I am exhausted. I am feeling it myself. We're only 8 days into the month, and I have never been busier. If you guys remember when the team grew by 600, 700, 800 people in a span of 2 months, that was a really busy time. But this time has been insanely busy, doing team Q&As, doing team trainings, helping new people get started, dealing with the market conditions. You guys have seen what's been happening in the crypto space, helping people with ECX, transitioning. And for those who are asking in Espanol, unfortunately, I'm unable to do a full training in Spanish. But if you want a training in Spanish, please message Mike, and I will go ahead and do a training translated for your team specifically. We'll get that taken care of. So, but tonight's going to be only English. I do apologize. And so, like I said, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm tired. I'm really, really feeling it. So let's do me a massive favor before we get into this, because I'm really excited about this training. This training is just going to be a lot of random thoughts thrown at the screen. I want to start this call with gratitude. I just really want to feel the energy that each and every single one of you are giving through your gratitude. It's hard to be frustrated when you're grateful. It's hard to be upset when you're grateful. It's hard to be tired when you're grateful. It's hard to do any negative emotion when you live in a state of gratitude. One of my favorite affirmations I have is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm connected to a source of abundance, and my attitude of gratitude serves me. One thing I'm grateful for is I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I'm getting my beard taken care of tomorrow. I'm going to look good for Miami. Another thing I'm grateful for is the gym. Even though I have to wear a mask the whole entire time, I have I did a poll today. It was like 91% of people said F the mask at the gym. I absolutely agree. Right? Maybe if Americans were just more healthy and we ate less McDonald's, we wouldn't be as sick. But that's a conversation for another IG Live or a conversation for another Zoom. I don't want to cause problems because y'all know me. I'm pretty chill. I'm grateful for the ability to walk, see, hear, speak, train, mentor, be a mentee. I'm grateful for the ability to speak this weekend. I'm grateful for the ability to have the mentors I have. I'm just grateful. And I just think if you're just always thinking about the things that you're grateful for, even when you feel like the world's going to shit, even when you feel like things are going wrong, your business is failing, your personal life is failing, your finances are struggling, if you just remain grateful, right? You just remain grateful, you're going to put yourself in a better position. I love the quote, why would God provide more into your life if you're ungrateful for what he's already given you, right? Why would the universe, and the universe is just a creation of God, why would God give you more if you're not grateful for what you already have? Because what you have now is what you can handle. Right? What you have now is putting you in the position and giving you all the tools, the resources, and the skill sets you need to go to that next level, to experience those next levels, and be able to come out on top and get the desires that you want to accomplish. And so really right now, I'm grateful for water too. That's a good one, Anthony. I'm really grateful for water. I'll take a drink of water right now just for that. So number one, we're grateful. Number two, we're ready to receive. And I think this is really important. I say this all the time. I probably said this on every single webinar. A lot of people hop on these webinars without an intention, right? You just come because, okay, I've seen it in the Telegram. I've seen it on the Discord. I see it on Instagram. I saw the flyer. The flyer looks good. It just happened every single week, whatever it may be. But there's no intention for why you're on this call. So set the intention now of what you want to receive from this call. What, from a mental standpoint, do you want to receive? Because a lot of times we listen, right? We more so we hear what's being said, but we're not actually listening, right? It's in one ear and out the other. Instead of going in one ear, staying in our brain informing us on what we need to do so we can switch up our habits or in our actions to go get those results. So not only am I so happy and grateful to receive, I'm so happy and grateful to apply. So type that in the chat. I am so happy and grateful to receive and apply this information. Guys, we have 23 days left of December. 23 days left. That's 3 weeks still left for you to put yourself into a position to win. Guys, there's really only 5 holidays in December, right? I have this conversation with everyone. There's 31 days in the month, right? There's 5 holidays in that month. You got Kwanzaa, you got Christmas, you got Christmas Eve. What's the other one I'm missing? I always forget one of them. You got Hanukkah, right? I cannot forget Hanukkah. You got New Year's Eve. I count that as a holiday because yes, I'll be working during the day, but at nighttime, I promise you, I'll be celebrating all the good that happened this year. So 5 of those 31 days, I'll give you an excuse. Many people, I'm guessing you're only really celebrating 2 to 3 of those days. And so you're going to allow 28 to 25 days go into the garbage can because you think a holiday is a holiday season, right? Christmas is one day. Hanukkah is one day. Christmas Eve is one day. New Year's Eve is one day. Maybe your hangover lasts longer than one day, but it's still a holiday, right? Not a holiday week. It's a holiday. And so we allow what's been happening, what we've been programmed, how we've been, taught to consume during this time and do nothing to take away from building our business, take away from focusing on our health, take away from focusing on our spiritual walk, taking away from focusing on our relationships, taking away from focusing on our business because we're distracted by things that aren't putting us in a position to win. A lot of people will say, and this is a part of the training, guys, I haven't gone into the chapter yet, but don't miss what I'm saying, right? Do not miss what I'm telling you right now, because a lot of people will say, well, Tim, I worked really hard this year. I want to spend some holidays or the holiday season with my family. I want to take a 2-week break. Well, can you buy your family the gifts that you want to buy them? Can you take them on a destination retreat? Are you at your goal where you said you were going to be on January 1st? When you was July 1st and we were done with Q2 and you set your goal for the last 6 months, did you get that accomplished? Do you even know what the next 6 months of the year look like? If the answers are no to those questions, who are you to take time off? If your mother is still working, who are you to take time off? If your family is still struggling, who are you to take time off? Now, I'm not saying you can't take time off. I'm definitely going to enjoy those days. But what I am saying is, where is your focus? Where your focus goes, where your energy flows, your focus goes, and that's what's going to determine, that's what's going to manifest what's going to happen in your physical reality. So I just really wanted to bring that to start the call because, guys, I'm struggling too, right? I'm feeling it. Times aren't tough, right? But I'm definitely tired. I'm feeling it. I understand how everyone's feeling, but this is where champions are made. Q4 is the most important quarter of the year. It's where it sets the foundation, that new level of support for you to go and boomerang or rocket or, punch yourself up or launch off, whatever it may be, into the new year. Guys, we just sent out a video to all of our upline chairmen, people like Nigel and Khalil, Cash Cartier, Emery and Darwin, Matt Rosa, Jason Brown, Spila, just the list of all of them, the Trade House. And we broke down our next 8 months for them. And I'm really, really excited how they're going to be plugging in, how they're going to be working with us, and QC going to 10,000 strong by July, and really making these lofty goals happen. And the reason why we're going to make these lofty goals happen is talked about in the first section of this chapter, right? It's titled Act As If. And I think this is one of my favorite things to talk about, because I used to think this was such a cliche topic. I used to be like, oh, act as if, that's some like fugazi, some spiritual, like some weird, like weird meditation kind of thing. Like I didn't understand it, right? And as I was growing up, I remember a teacher telling me, you got to fake it till you make it. And I didn't like that either, right? So I was like, okay, well, there's act as if and there's fake it till you make it. I guess I'll take act as if because that one sounds better. But then I really started to sit here and think about, right? I started to really sit here and think about what happens if I act as if. What am I doing? Is I'm acting as if I already am who I want to be. And I said, well, okay, if I want to be a chairman, if I want to be a 6-figure trader, if I want to be a philanthropist, if I want to be a non-for-profit owner, if I want to be a fitness athlete or a social media influencer, what would that person be doing right now? What would that person be doing right now? And something I really want you guys to realize is the mental game, really what Brian's talking about in this chapter is motivating your empire, right? Was that what we talked about last week? Yeah, motivating your empire, keeping your team in the game. And you guys know about retention. You guys know about the power of two, the long-term focus. But really, how do you keep your team plugged in? And here's the cool fact. It starts with you. Are you plugged in? Right before this call, I knew I was going to be on Instagram Live. My phone was dying. So what did I have to do? I was on a 7 o'clock call. I was plugged in because when I took it off the plug, I needed to make sure I had enough energy, I had enough juice to last the whole entire training so that this wouldn't cut off. And so people watching on Instagram, people watching on Zoom would be able to experience the full training. And so, right, acting as if and forcing time to catch up, I started to say, okay, I want to be a chairman, right? And I want to be a chairman. I looked at chairman as a personality trait. This is what shifted my paradigm. Chairman wasn't 500 people in the business. Chairman was a personality type. It was a set of characteristics that allowed someone to be able to serve 500 people every single month. I remember getting started in this business, having 10, 15, 20 people and thinking it was impossible. It was impossible to recruit that many people. It was impossible to help that many people. Now, over the past 3 years, our business is 3 times bigger than a Chairman 10, right? 3 times bigger than a Chairman 10. Once we get that leg structure all squared away, Chairman 50 is going to smack real nice, right? But I knew that, okay, Chairman, they eat different. They work different, whether it's on their body or on their mind or on their business. They read different things. They listen to different audiobooks. They talk to different people. They talk to themselves differently, right? They talk about things differently. They do things differently. And so I began to say, okay, cool. Well, if I just acted like Jason Brown, because he was the first chairman I ever met, first chairman in the company, right? Then I would just get those results. Because if I'm already sleeping and working like a chairman, eating like a chairman, studying like a chairman, acting like a chairman, doing chairman things, I'm only forcing time to catch up. And so right now you have to ask yourself, if I am struggling, am I doing the things that my future reality desires? That future self that I want to be, that 6-figure trader, the FTMO funded trader, that chairman, that rank, that position, that business owner, that X, Y, and Z, that influencer, fill in the break. Am I doing what they want to do right now? If I was in that position right now, would I be doing? It's like when I asked the question, if you were one person away from chairman in your business, you were one person away, who would you call? What would you do? What would you be doing right now? And if your answer is not what you're doing right now in the current moment, you need to change what you're doing and go do that. Because if you always looked at your business as one person away, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, you do that 500 times, you're a chairman 10. Right? So the reason why you're feeling burnt out, the reason why your team is feeling burnt out is because number one, you aren't acting as if. Maybe last week you were, but right now you're not acting as if. So you have to ask yourself this question, and this is what Brian got into this with us, right? What from your past are you bringing with you, and what are you projecting onto your team? What are you from your past are you bringing with you, and what are you projecting onto your team? Even what are you projecting onto potential new team members or prospects or whatever, right? So you have to look, okay, did I just have someone leave my business? Did I just fail my FTMO challenge? Did I just do this, that, and that? Am I in a mental break? People take this, I need a mental break right now. No, you need a break from yourself. You need to become better. That's all you need. So you need to throw whatever's in here in the garbage and start thinking about the future, and you'll have a mental break from that past self, right? Because your past self was just a second ago, and a second ago, and a second ago, but you're always focused on the second ago instead of focusing on what's happening in the future, because the future you is much better. Right? The future you is much better. So what are you bringing from your past that now is doing it to your team? Right now, your team is looking at you, well, they're taking a break, so I'm taking a break. Oh, well, they're not hopping on the call, so I'm not hopping on the calls. Your team does not care what you say. They don't care what you post on social media. They want to see what you're doing. You want your team to build. Bring in new personals. Create new P150s and P600s. Guys, going chairman is just creating new P150s. Matt Rosa said, if you're a P600 right now and you want to become chairman, just teach 32 people how to go P600. Stop looking at 500 people. Find 32 people and teach them how to go P600. You'll hit chairman 10. That blew my mind, right? That blew my mind. And so what right now are you not doing that you want your team to do? If you can think about that, right? Then you can say, okay, this is where the missing puzzle pieces is. Number two, he talks about belief. What you believe in, your team believes in, right? So what expectations and a vision are you painting on day one, right? The mental game isn't just something that comes 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the road. The mental game begins on day one. Do you believe that you have the best service, the best product, the best company, the best team, the best system in the world? And how are you speaking about that the day someone gets started? What vision, like for example, for me, when people tell me they're not interested in building, I say, hey, I felt the same exact way. But what I started to look at is, why were some of the top earners in the industry coming to this company when there was less than a few thousand people in the company? There was tons of back office issues. It was only in English. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. What are you painting the vision for on day one? Then part two of that is, what events, activities, and expectations are you placing in the first 5 to 7 days? I'm seeing a lot of teams do this now where customer 2 and free isn't even an option. Platinum 150 in your first 7 days is the new norm. You guys are starting to notice it. People have what? Launch post. People are making what? List. People are doing what? PBRs or PC or the what Brian talks about, whether it's on a Zoom webinar in your house. People are doing it right away. So now when someone gets started, from the beginning, the expectation is set, the vision is painted, and they're doing the things that you wished you did when you first got started, right? You're 6 months in complaining that you haven't hit where you want to go, but you aren't doing the things that you should have been doing, right? And I'm not speaking to anyone directly, but if this burns and you're feeling it, I'm probably speaking to you. It probably burns because it's cleansing something that you need to get rid of right now. Because remember this, a good sponsor puts people in a place to win, a place to create a story or a testimony. A good sponsor gets someone into the business and helps them get results in their first week. And it doesn't have to be live. A result can be one personal. A result can be a trade on a demo account. But a good sponsor gets their people results. So ask yourself, am I getting my team results? Because that's what matters at the end of the day. Are they getting results, right? A lot of people fail, right? And they get themselves in such a drought because they want to sell what they're doing instead of solving other people's problems. And I think this is why what we do specifically, and those who are watching on Instagram that aren't a part of our company, you guys do this as well, right? But we understand that those who solve problems make the most money. There's reasons why janitors make what they make and entrepreneurs make what they make. They solve more problems than someone that mops the floors. Nothing wrong with being a janitor. You can be the best janitor in the world, but there's an income cap to what you can make, unless you're a janitor that creates his own business, hires other janitors, and now has leveraged income of multiple different employees. You see what's going on here? You solved problems. People needed employment. Businesses needed employees to do the work. You created the business. You were the middleman. You make more money now, right? So how are you solving people's problems? Are people needing more time, or do they need more money? What's holding them back? And if it's one of those two things, which it's always one of those two things, because that's the only two things missing typically in people's lives, they need more time to spend with their family, or they need more money to do what they're actually passionate about, what they're doing, then solve that problem. Solve that problem. That is how people are going to come into the business. Now, how to overcome people leaving. And like I said, guys, I'm not going through this page by page. That's your job, right? I've been saying to everyone now, buy this book, Building an Empire, the most complete blueprint to building a massive network marketing business, right? It got an award on it and everything. Nice little Platinum Readers Legacy Award by Brian Carruthers. It's $20. Go get it. Instagram. Can y'all see it? Go get it. Go through this yourself. I'm just here to give you key topics and key things, whether they're jumbled up or not, that really stood out to me. I'm hoping that you're just highlighting a couple pieces of information, going out there, and then talking about it again. So how to overcome people leaving. This was something that I struggled with massively. This was one of my biggest struggles I ever went to. Mike and I have had two massive, I would say three for me. One in the beginning of my business, when I lost my business, had to restart from zero, and John Guaman came in and put me under his wing and saved the day. One time, right before London, and another time with a European squad that we had. Just scammy stuff happening. And, I struggled with that a lot. I blamed myself for a lot of the failure. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's going to happen. Nancy, thank you for dropping the Amazon link in there. It's going to happen. It's only inevitable. I heard Mike tell someone this story talking about frequency. And, this individual was upset that a few people have left her organization. And he said, well, they got started with you 6 months ago. Have you seen yourself grown over the past 6 months? She replied, yes. Do you think you're at a higher frequency level than you were, from the past 6 months? And she responded, yes. And he said, well, those people you attracted 6 months ago were at your previous frequency. Do you think those people grew with you just as much as you've grown over the past 6 months? And she said, no. He said, that is exactly why. So don't be upset that those people at a lower frequency left. Be excited that people at the current frequency that you're at is coming to you now. Because if we just keep focusing on the past, we're never allowing the future to do us any favors, to serve us with that attitude of gratitude, understanding that we are connected to that sort of abundance, understanding that the frequency that we're at, like a phone call, works the same exact way. If I call someone in Africa, there's a little frequency that gets me there. Now, I don't know how cell phones work. I don't know how cell towers work. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a physics. I went to school for business, right? I'm not that smart. I just put myself around smart people. You don't got to be smart to make money. You just got to find good people, right? We understand that. If I can call someone anywhere around the world and there's a frequency to that phone that allows us to see each other, how you can see me on Zoom or see me on Instagram or talk on the phone, and we can hear each other by voice, it's the same thing with the frequency that you currently have inside of you. So if you are living in that state of gratitude, if you are at a high frequency, guys, reach out to Nancy and Mike about these topics. They literally just did a training about it. So good talking about frequencies. That's not my realm of expertise, but I listen to them and I say, okay, well, if I stay here, I'm going to find people because my body, my spirit, my mindset, me as a human being, the most perfectly designed spiritual DNA, right? God's highest form of creation is going to send out frequencies to other people that are feeling that way, who are that kind of person, who think the way that I'm thinking, right? I sound like Christopher Terry. He's a really smart man, can't put the words together, right? But, right, think about it though. It makes sense on a phone call. Why is it not making sense in your business? So where are you at right now? And is that an exact correlation to why you're not attracting the people that you want? You want these hitters, you want these killers, but your mental game isn't there for the people that are like that. You want someone to come in and hit chairman right away and blow up your leg, but are you willing to blow up your leg? Like I've said, your smallest leg isn't your third leg. It's not your weak leg. It's your PSRV. It's your personals. It's how many personal P600s and P1000s you have. That's your weakest leg. Show me someone that has high PRSV, guarantee they're at a high rank in this company. Show me someone that has high PRSV, I guarantee you they live in a high frequency because they are constantly attracting. And here's the funny thing about attracting. A lot of you are going to say, dope, awesome. Now I don't got to talk to anyone. Tim said, just sit there and feel good. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Attraction's a two-way streak, right? And this is why this is it. This is the statement that changes the game. Personal network marketing and trading. These two quotes right here. Network marketing is simply personal development with a compensation plan, right? Trading is simply personal development with a compound plan. Hear that. Network marketing is simply personal development with a compensation plan. Trading or investing or whatever you call it, margin trading, is simply personal development, up here, psychology, right? Personal development with a compound plan. You guys have seen it, 365, no 9 to 5, right? A compound plan. So what happens here is now as we're growing, as we're doing the personal development, as we're raising our levels of frequency, someone's going to come into your life at that frequency level that you're at. But here's the thing. If you are not personally developed to have that conversation with someone at that level, are they going to follow you? I heard this statement once that income is like a boomerang. I've never personally seen a boomerang in my life, only on cartoons and on YouTube. But when you throw a boomerang, and if you do it right and you stay in the position that you're at, that boomerang is going to come back to you. It's the same thing as income. So if my income skyrockets, or if my conversations or level of attractions or frequencies skyrocket, but I don't move up with that boomerang. I don't move up with the frequency. I don't move up with the PD. I don't move up with the detraction. I'm not following it. What is that going to do? It's going to bring me right back where I'm at. Some of you had a massive jump in your business, but you didn't follow the boomerang. Some of you had a massive jump in your trading account, but you didn't follow the boomerang. So what happened? You lost it just as quick as you got it, because you let that frequency, you let that personal development level, you let that attraction that you have come back to where you currently are. And that's why you struggle mentally, because your mental game wasn't able to accept the money that was coming into your pocket. Really, really, really take this to heart and think about it. Guys, drop a 369 in the chat if you're hearing what I'm saying, if this is helping you, if this is making you get a clear understanding of what I'm going over. I don't see any, people in the chat dropping fire emojis, so I'm like, damn, am I just talking to myself right now? I want to make sure that you guys are feeling the same way that I'm feeling, right? So what's your trigger? What really drives you? What's waking you up in the morning? You guys have been seeing me play the Remember Your Why video, sharing it to the chat just last night. I said, set your intention for tomorrow. Right? That video is a video that drives me, a really funny and embarrassing story. I still have it on my phone today. If I wasn't on Instagram Live, I would show it. I have a video. I screenshotted it. Went on. It was when I used to use Vimeo a lot. I got deleted from Vimeo because stupid Vimeo. And I recorded Jason Brown edifying me. And there was just something about this edification that made me feel really good. And what I would do is when I was struggling, when I found myself in a low level of just desire to do anything, right? Just a low frequency, I would watch that video and it would get me back up to where I need to go. And the reason why I record is because Jason didn't say anything special, but what Jason said about me in relation to serving others, that was everything that I wanted to hear, because that's what makes me happy. I don't want to be edified as a chairman 10 who's making X amount of money a month. I want to be edified as someone who has served the masses and put other people first. Someone who's impacted other people's lives, where they're going to tell their kids the story of Tim, how Tim came into their life and was a reason that they were able to open up that business or delete their generational curses or whatever it may be. And that edification was one of the favorite edifications I ever got. I recorded it and I would watch it over and over and over and over again to put myself in that position to work, to put myself in that position to feel gratitude, to put myself in that position to cut the BS, right? So what is your trigger? What do you have that gets you in that flow state? Guys, discipline is doing something when you don't want to do it. It's recruiting when you don't want to. It's going on the Go Lives when you don't want to. It's studying the ECX course when you don't want to. It's checking your messages when you don't want to. That's discipline. That's discipline. But if you don't have something to drive that discipline, this call isn't going to do it. Maybe you'll go really hard tomorrow because of this call. But this call is going to be something that you forget about by the end of the week. So what is driving you every single day to do the things that needs to be done to get you the result that you desire? Why are you taking the action that you're taking now, whether they're negative or positive? Somebody asked me this question yesterday. They said, how do you know if your thoughts are serving you? I said, well, do you know what you want in the first place? Because you may want to be lazy. You may want to do nothing. You may just want to play games all day. You may want to just work another 9 to 5. And so the thoughts that you currently have actually are serving you. So the real question is, do you know what you desire in the first place? If you know what you desire, then you'll be able to find out if your thoughts are serving you. Because if your desire is something that you're always focusing on and you're not doing the things to get you there, that means your thoughts aren't serving you, right? Something else he talks about is culture. One of my favorite topics, right? There's cult and culture, right? Do you have a culture of action? Do you have a culture of people that get shit done? Do you have a culture of celebration? Do you have a culture that motivates others? Do you open up the chat? Like, this is something I get from new people all the time. I love opening up the Telegram in the morning because I just see the affirmations. I see the good morning text. I see the schedule. I had someone yesterday, 41 years old. He went to an event in Miami, building a big team out in Miami. Super excited. Just did a call with them last night. There was about 10 of them. Every week they're looking to double. This is a crazy group of people, the craziest group of people I've ever met. They're all stock traders or current entrepreneurs or successful business people, family members. They're coming in hot. And he said that I walked into the room and saw a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds. Everyone was under 25. And he said, I was so motivated by that because I could see the next generation was creating a culture that helps other people, a culture of action, a culture of serving, a culture of gratitude. And he said, I want to be a part of that. He said, I'm the oldest guy here. I don't care. But I know if I'm around these guys, these young guys and girls, I can do anything. What is your culture right now? And are you plugged into it? Because sometimes when you plug out for too long, I always use the phone as an example, the phone's going to die. And so are you. Plug out of this business for a month. Don't do this. I want to make it a challenge, right? But don't do that, right? And see what happens. How do you feel when you don't do an op call for a couple days? You don't do a closing call for a couple days. You haven't done a launch call in a couple days. You haven't hopped on Go Live in a couple days. You haven't just done anything. You haven't done anything with your life in a couple days. How do you feel? You feel dead inside. Why? Because you're not plugged in, right? You're not plugged in. So if you're feeling that, ask yourself this question: am I plugged in? Am I hopping on the calls with intentions? Am I going on the Go Live trading? And am I texting the whole entire time, or am I fully watching what's happening? Right? That was one of my biggest struggles for the longest time. I was so focused on the business while Go Live was happening. I made it to where I don't answer messages from 8 to 10. Unless I'm talking about trading, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. All right, now I'm focused on making money. I'll come talk to you after that's done. Whether I win or lose, it doesn't matter. I'll talk to you when that's done. Right? I'll talk to you when that's done. Last but not least, guys, this is a really, really big one. And like I said, the spiritual side of success is not always, my specialty, but what affirmations are you telling yourself every single day? What are you forming into your life? I love the training, Conceive It, Believe It, Achieve It by David Amici. It's 2 hours long on SoundCloud, one of my favorite audios. If you want it and you can't find it, let me know. I'll throw it in the QC Telegram. But what are you saying to yourself every single day? What are you putting in your face every single day? Like, I think a vision board's cool, but like if I walked into your bedroom right now, would I know where you're going, or will I know that you're just going to stay where you're at forever? Like, what are you seeing every single day? Like, it could be cars, it could be houses, it could be impact, it could be anything, but what are you affirming into your life? You got to know. If you don't know what you want, you're not going to get anything. You're just going to be working mindlessly. You're in your own rat race, but in entrepreneurship. There is an entrepreneur rat race. This is true. There is an entrepreneur rat race, just like how there's a 9-to-5 rat race. This happens for entrepreneurs too, because they don't know what they desire. They're just in the mix. They're living off someone else's dreams, someone else's goals. I said this last week. I said, if Mike and I disappeared, would you still build your business? And whether your answer was yes or no determined whether that this was your business or my business. Because you're an independent business owner. Your business is not mine. You're 1099. Whether you're LLC or self-employed, you own a business. You have the same tax possibilities and tax deductions and tax benefits and everything else. You can get business lines of credit. You can get business loan. You can get everything. It's a business. Yours. It's your business. And if I left it, would you stay? I would hope so if we were doing something positive, right? I mean, that would be, we were leaving for a reason. I don't see that ever happening. But is it your business? You have to ask yourself that question. So, guys, I hope this training was really powerful. This is something I'm going to upload, obviously, on my Instagram page, something I'll upload on the YouTube, the QC YouTube. This upcoming weekend is Miami. There is less than 40 or 30 tickets left. If you are on the edge, go. If you've already told yourself you're not going, I'm not trying to convince you. But if you are on the edge, go. Trust me. Just trust me. I have the lineup of speakers. I have the topics of the speakers. I know what's happening. It's going to be amazing. I literally had to go buy new dress pants today because my other pants don't fit me anymore. They're too big. I was like, damn, I haven't worn dress clothes in so long. Yes, you guys are going to see me in something other than a black shirt and black jeans, right? I'm not going to dress up too much because y'all know the vibes. right? But get to Miami this weekend. Right after this weekend, I'm really excited. I got 2 trainings planned on top of the Tuesday night training. I'll be doing a tax training like how I did a month ago. I really want you guys to make sure before the year ends, you have all the tax information you need for deductions, to making sure the income that you've created from this company isn't going to the government, but is staying in your pocket. And then I'll be doing a big, recap of the event next week. And so, guys, I'm really, really excited. I think this training was really powerful, simple but powerful. And it's only powerful if you go out there and go take massive action. So, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you need anything, let me know. And I'll see you guys this weekend.